Hey YouTube, I decided to make part 2 to my my craft items that I'm making because I did a lot more work, and I thought you might want to see what I'm doing. So I baked the polymer clay charms that were the little symbol on them. I baked them. They're hard. Kind of hear them smacking there. So now I've commenced to doing the rest of it. So I'm going to prop you up so you can see what I'm doing. I pretty much did everything already so that I don't have to do a, stop and go, because I'm still uncomfortable with processing on my computer. So I'm going to set you up here. You can see what I'm doing. Okay? Let's see if this, you see them? Alright, so these are the little charms, and if you look at them, I've been painting gold paint in the little area that I stamped and then I scribed a little bit on. I'm using some gold paint. It's called folk art. It's folk art, sorry, and it is an acrylic paint. It's an old bottle that I've had for a while, but it's called Metallic Pure Gold 660. So I'm using that, and what I've done is I got a small brush, and then I put it in a little paint holder over here, okay? And then on the back of them, I wrote the event and the year, and I used a red Sharpie and an orange Sharpie. Mind you, when you mark on this stuff with Sharpies, it doesn't... You have to keep turning your pen and occasionally mark on your hand to get rid of it and let it, the ink soak back into it, because for some reason they start going dry and they don't write as well. Okay, so then what I did is, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did this. I take my little brush, and inside of each one of those little pieces I mark with a little bit of paint, down into the ridges of each one, so that and when this paint goes on, I've noticed, for a while I was like, that's not the gold I want. And then after it dries, it has that nice gold sheen. I didn't realize it had to dry. So just kind of a little bit of paint, and then into the crevices with my tiny paintbrush. I'm filling with the paint. Now, sometimes when I do little things like this, I will use my craft glue again on top of the paint, and then I will put glitter on it. But after I got going and I kind of looked at it, I kind of like it without the glitter. So then inside this little swirl, I'm just going to kind of swirl in the paint inside of it. My paint's starting to... like so, right inside that little crevice. And it's kind of hard to do it in this position. I usually do it looking down, but just enough to get the gold inside of it. My brush is about dry. There we go. Let's see here. Just kind of in the little crevice that way. And if you get some on the top, you just take your finger and dab on it, and it comes off on your finger. Okay, so I've done that. Alright, so we're going to let that one dry. And this one's already dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do the little bales. You see here I've got a whole bunch of little bales. I'm going to pick one up, and you can see how you take a hold of it with two pairs of little pliers. You're going to twist it open. Now it has to fit on here. Okay. See how I did that? It just fits right on. And then you take your bales, you got a hold of it to where it seals. Okay, I'm going to go along and I'm going to do all of those. And then after I get them all done, I am going to use Mod Podge. And this is the high gloss. Okay, I want to seal all of that, front and back. So I'm going to do one side first and let it seal. And I'm going to do the other side and let it seal. Because the gloss helps it last longer. And this stuff is really easy to use. I've got a brush here, just a plain horsehair brush, and you dip it in your Mod, and then you're just going to kind of hold on to your little item. I hold it by the ring, it's easier for me. I'll even use my pliers sometimes, and then just kind of give it a coat of this. Now, remember, this is a wet substance, and it goes on with this kind of funky white look. Make sure you get it on the holes, and I kind of dab so that the air bubbles pop. And then I set it aside and let it dry, and it'll go to a really nice high gloss. I mean, a real pretty high gloss. And the reason I put my rings in first is if any of the Mod Podge gets inside of that little hole, I don't have to re-drill out my hole with something. That way, I just take and I wiggle the little piece of metal, and then it's done. And then after I do this side, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the outside and around the rims of them. That way, they're all really high glossed. But when it's all over and done with, it's going to be, and I'm thinking about finding a yellow ribbon or gold, or maybe even orange. Orange would be fun. And then just put it on the bail and make it probably about 20 inches long and put it through that. And then that's going to be my gift. I remember in the first video I forgot to show my stamp box. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Let me put my brush over here and grab my phone real quick. There we are. Hi! Oh, I don't have my eyeballs on because when I'm looking at tiny little things, I have to prop my glasses up on top of my head because I'm old and I got hair in it. Alright, so I've got kind of like this. I've got my big light over here so I can see better. This is my magical stamp kit. Isn't that cool? Okay, and inside of their stamp kits, you can buy these actually. I don't know if they still have them in print or not, but it has a little book, and inside, it's hard to do. It has information on all the different stamps. Let's see here. Let's see if I can prop you up a little bit. Never mind the Naked Woman t-shirt. Reverend Horton Heat. Yeah. Okay, so each one of these little stamps, they're all different. And they're all magical in some way. You know. There's the triple goddess one. See? So there's 2, 4, 6. It should sound. Let's see. I can find out where I got it from. And it comes with a little purple and silver ink pad to use, but of course use all different kinds of colors with it. And of course there's a little spiral one that I used. So it has snakes. Let's see. Prop these all up, and I will take it to where all right. See? Oops, wrong way. Sorry. Okay. Isn't that cool? So I bought this when I was working at Journeys, and I can't remember what the little kit cost me. I don't know if it can be purchased anymore or not. You probably have to look it up on YouTube and Amazon, I'm sorry, and see if you can find it. Let's see, I'm going to get information off the box for you. It's a Red Wheel product, and it was $20 is how much I paid for it. Let's see, it has 20 symbol stamps, 2 ink pads, 48-page instruction books using and the meaning of each symbol. You can make spells, rituals, secret messages. The ISBN number, it's right there. Okay. So, that's my magical stamp kit. I don't know if they still make them or not, but you can try to look for it if you want it. But that's what I'm doing for my summer solstice. I've got 3 days left. These will be dry and ready to go, and then all I have to do is print out the stuff that I wrote for my event. Getting excited about it. But that's what's going on. And I got a couple more rows done on my my crochet item that I'm doing for my new great niece that's on the way. So, having fun, loving the summer. Bright blessings. Happy summer solstice. Bye.